In this video, we're going to look at how you create a PLAAFP in Special Ed Manager. So you're going to want to log in, and then you'll see the Success Ed screen. Click on Power Tools. You'll see it kind of moves around the screen a little bit, but your main Power Tools menu is here. You want to click on the PLAAFP Builder. Wait for it to load. Okay, so you want to select a student in your class, start with the last name. There we go. Okay, and it should fill in this area with some more information that you have to update. So you're going to add the area or the subject area for which you're writing the PLAAFP. I'm a math teacher, so I'm going to choose academic math. You can be more specific if you want to break it up, but it depends on how you write your goals, which is better for you. So choose academic and then whichever subject area you'd like to write your PLAAFP for. I'm going to choose math. Now you can see that I have already actually written a PLAAFP for this student in February. That's why the date up here says 2/21. You can go into each of these boxes, the FIE, the state testing information, previous goal review, district and classroom level assessments, and then strategy-based information, and type relevant information. So you don't have to fill in every box. However, your idea here, your goal, is to be able to explain what the student is able to do, what the student is not able to do, and why you feel like a student needs specific skills in order to be successful in your class and in their daily life. Those are the key pieces of information you need in a PLAAFP. So you can get that from the FIE, which is just an assessment that the diagnosticians will do for your student. You can look at the last FIE info. Now this student doesn't have any available. If they did have it available, you could hit append. You don't want to use the FIE information, however, if it's more than 12 months old. So if it's more than a year old, you don't want to use that information because it's not really a, yes, I want to close that. It's not really a good indicator of how they're doing presently. State testing information. This is good if you're using or you're writing a PLAAFP for students who have taken the STAR test or the TAX test, and they're taking it either without modifications or the modified version. Not great for the alternate version. That information is not really entered into our system. So if you would like to type it out by hand, if you found it in the students' cumulative folders, that's fine, but it's not required that you put it in there. Okay, previous goal review. You can go into their previous goals and you can see she has many goals. Select goals that are relevant and it will select all of the progress reports that have been written for that student, and it'll just populate that in, and you'll probably want to make some changes because it may not necessarily make sense. It may not read correctly if you do that without making any kind of modifications. So you would hit append and then close. I already appended it, so I'm not going to do that again. District and classroom level assessments. This is where you type whatever you feel like is relevant. If you've done tests in class, if you've done performance tasks, if you have done the MAP testing, which is addressed in the MAP NWEA section of this course. Okay, any of that information, any kind of data you have on your student, you can type here. Just make sure that it's very thorough. And you can see I wrote 3 little paragraphs here, so it's not a quick summary of the student's performance. It's pretty lengthy. What you're doing is you're providing justification for choosing the goals that you've chosen. Strategy-based information. It could be the strategies that you're using with a student in class. That's especially relevant for students with autism. And if they have in-home training or parent training, that may be something you want to address in that box. So once you are done, you're going to hit the Save button. and close. And it is in the system for you, and you can now access that PLAAFP from the IEP screen, which you'll see later.